Hi, everybody, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today we are in Passau, and it was a beautiful, beautiful entrance on the way in today on the river cruise. It's my last day before I get ready to fly back home. Tomorrow we travel to Germany, uh, and then I fly home the next morning after that. But I do want to cover a couple of stories because one, we have a story of a dumb criminal again. That's right, a dumb criminal tried to get away with something and didn't quite work out. We also have the next largest cruise ship in the world has entered a monumental stage in its production. We had a fire on board one of the main flagships of the P&O cruise line as well. And then Royal Caribbean is adding a new perk. Well, actually, two new perks to its key program that you can purchase before getting on the ship. So first off, let's talk about the fire. The fire happened on P&O's Iona, its biggest and brightest new ship. It happened on deck 5 in the restaurant, apparently, in the kitchen, where it started out as a small grease fire in one of the fat fryers that they have there. Reports coming from passengers say, at first there was just a fat fryer kind of announcement for a fire. Then it escalated into needing more crew, and then it escalated into the crew members needing to start reporting to their muster station. But it never rose to the point where passengers had to grab life jackets or make their way to the muster station as well. So apparently the whole thing took about 15 minutes before it was announced that everything is settled and everything is good. If you're wondering what that sound is, that's the hot tub beside me. It's on a timer, I guess, and it just keeps coming on and off on a regular basis. So yeah, not a big danger or anything like that. Fire is horrible on cruise ships. It is the biggest danger you can have, but the crew reacted quickly and got the fire under control. Next, let's talk about the brand new Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas, as she is being built currently in Finland at the dockyard. And well, it reached a monumental stage in its production. It has finally touched water for the first time. They floated out the shell of the ship, and apparently it didn't sink. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign when your ship doesn't sink, because you laugh at that. You laugh at that. But I've seen videos where they've launched a float out ship and it just went boop, straight down into the bottom of the water. So yeah, it's a good sign. The ship has definitely on way to debuting in another year when that ship is built. The next largest cruise ship in the world. Now I want to talk to you about one of those dumb things, right? Dumb criminals. I don't know what it is about people who think, for some reason, that if you're going through an airport security or you're crossing the border and everything, that is high security. They might catch you if you have a warrant out for your arrest. However, if you go on a cruise ship, they're not going to catch you, especially if you go to like a smaller cruise port, like maybe Norfolk, Virginia. But your arrest warrant was in Norfolk. your arrest warrant was wanted where you're trying to cruise from. And let's just say he didn't make it on the ship. They are some very severe charges that were there against the female persuasion, if you get my drift, including violence. So I'm kind of glad that this person was caught and stopped by the border control before getting into the cruise ship. And I don't understand how dumb you have to be to think that the cruise ships are any less secure when you're going through border control and you're going through facial recognition and you're giving over passports and your driver's licenses. how they're not going to catch you. And so many stories like this. So if you're a criminal, I'm not going to warn a criminal. What am I going to do? I'm going to warn it. Go ahead. If you have an arrest warrant out for your arrest, please take a cruise. That's all I can say. All right. Before I get into my next story about some upgrade you can now do with Royal Caribbean, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the new things you can get, from the new ships coming online, to the possible dangers like fires, to people doing dumb things and people doing great things on cruise ships, and all the different aspects of cruise travel, and now river cruising, which I'll be editing once I get back home to tell you a little bit more about this experience and how I'm probably going to be doing much more river cruising again in the future. I've kind of enjoyed this trip. So yeah, please, if you will, join us, hit that subscribe button, and come along for the ride. Why not? It doesn't cost anything, and it really, really does help the channel out. Don't forget my Instagram channel, Don's Family Vacations. I post a lot when I'm traveling. As many people have started to notice, I've noticed a lot of people joining the last few days, and I really appreciate that as well. Okay, let's talk about the key. Now, in case you don't know, the key is some extra perks you can buy with Royal Caribbean that, you get on the ship faster, and different perks that you can buy. It usually sells out on almost every sailing. And so they've added 2 new perks. Now, well, sort of. One they've kind of upgraded. So the first perk that you can do now is you're going to get 50% off sports programs. Now you're thinking, oh, I don't want to join a gym when I'm on a cruise. I don't want to do that. No, that's not all the sports programs are. Sports programs are also the ripcord, the iFly, the skydiving. It's private lessons on the flow rider. It's the ropes course on some of their ships. It could be anything that's an activity like that costs money. You can now get 50% off those, which can add up if you're a person who loves to do things like that. So that's a nice little upgrade. It's upgraded from 25% to 50%, which is a good deal. And then they're also giving you a discount if you purchase anything in the spa that is $250 or more. Now that can be IV infusion, that could be a 130-minute massage. It could be a variety of things. You will get a $60 discount, but it has to be $250 or more. So if you go in and you get a $150 massage, you're not going to get charged $90. It has to be over the $250, and you have had to have purchased the key, which is beside, but if you're planning on massages, if you're planning on the sports, if you want that priority embarkation, etc., the key is probably something that you might want to look into in the future. All right, let me know in the comments down below. Now that the Icon has come out, now that the Star of the Seas has come out, are you really excited for the Legend of the Seas? Or are you kind of excited to hear when are they going to build the next smaller class of Royal Caribbean ship? I think that'll be an even larger announcement, much more huge now that this is the 3rd iteration of the Icon class. So I think people are just like gnawing at the bit, waiting patiently for that next announcement of that much smaller ship, much smaller than the Icon and the Oasis. That is something I think we're all looking for. Let me know in the comments down below, and until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.